Gentlemen, congratulations and thank you for this
you.
extraordinary film. You know, David, I want to start with you because you have this book, and how hard was it for you to adapt it into a screenplay?
Incredibly hard. I mean, for all the obvious reasons, namely that the film had to be a defense of historical truth, and I'm saying that Irving distorted historical truth, and so that means my film has to be historically true. So that meant that the court scenes had to be verbatim. I cannot change a word in them, and I don't want any critic to be able to come along and say they've distorted what actually happened. This is what actually happened. This is, as it says at the beginning, based on a true story, and it's as near to a true story as we can possibly make it. So obviously that imposes a discipline on you, because you would wish that people were more articulate and spoke more like a David Hare script, but they don't. So I have to go their way there rather than them come my way.
And a discipline on the actors too, and their resourcefulness in making these words work, because they worked once in court. And you can't say, perhaps I could change this, it would be easier to say it this way. No, right. You have to say, this is verbatim, this is our trump card, if you like. We speak the truth in this film. Everything about it is as simple as it can be and as true as it can be, as true as we can make it.
Yeah, absolutely. And then you have the wonderful Rachel Weisz. I mean, for me, watching her, she just put everything into this, and it was so out of her comfort zone, I think. You know, just from watching, she just was extraordinary. What was it about her that you thought, yeah, she's gonna nail this one?
I think it was her determination to be in the moment, to try and respond as freshly as she could in the second that she's doing it, and that brought a tremendous intensity to her performance.
I think it's also that, frankly, you know, actors get sick to death of being typecast, and you know, Rachel's, gosh, she's played enough of those simpering, leading, you know, oh, isn't she beautiful type. And so to give her a juicy character part where she can really get going and play something totally different from herself and show us what a great actress she is, any actor relishes the chance to be cast not in the way that's expected, and she rises to that wonderfully.
And in almost every movie that's in theatres at the moment, she's playing a different character.
Amazing.
Wonderfully, just wonderfully protein.
She's extraordinary. She really is. Yes. How do you infuse a little bit of humor into such a serious...
It comes anyway. I mean, the gallows humour, it's like being in battle in a way. You have to laugh because it is so serious.
Yeah, you know, Deborah Lipstadt could have lost her entire reputation. She could have lost her job. She could have been bankrupted. They were going to take her house away if she lost. You know, how did she survive that experience? You know, it took us 5 years to make the film, but her 5 years were far worse than ours. And so, you know, during that time, the only thing she had was her resilience and her humour. And the legal team around us, you know, Anthony Julius, Richard Rampton, they're incredibly witty people if you meet them. And they make sure they have fun at some point in the day in court. That's what all that drinking red wine and eating stale sandwiches is about. It's just to make sure you have a bit of fun in what can otherwise be a really heavy day.
Yeah.
And we tried to represent that. And it's, as you say, it's like going to war. It's like soldiers who make jokes because making jokes is the way you get through the day.
Yeah. I have to ask you about shooting in Auschwitz.
Yeah.
Wow. I've been there, and
I've been
what can you say?
More times than I wanted to go there. You know, over the years, I first went there in the early 70s, and each time it surprises you. You think you're not going to be moved by it, and the things that moved you last time don't move you this time, and then suddenly it comes at you from a different direction, and you find yourself unable to stop the tears and the anger. And based on my first going there in the 70s, I'm not Jewish. I really started to identify with the character that Tom Wilkinson plays in the movie. An Englishman who goes there and apparently is unmoved by it, but indeed is very like Deborah Lipstadt. His passion is understated, not expressed, but it is the same overt passion that she has. The anger and the passion is what I felt, and I felt Tom really brings that out in his character and his performance.
He really does. You guys, thank you so much for bringing this to the screen. Really heartfelt, and I hope young people go see this. I really do. Thank you.
Thank you very much.